Hi, this is RJ with Keto Over 50. I have a special twist for you today. You know, it's springtime and we talk about lemons and flowers and Mother's Day and everything that's April, May, June. I am twisting this up. I am going to make something with limes today, and I'm hoping it turns out okay. So join me as we make keto lime pound cake. Now, my concern is the recipe is very similar to a lemon pound cake I made last year, and the recipe called for monk fruit or erythritol, and it fell in the middle. I had a lemon river going down the middle of my pound cake. So again, I'm not using erythritol anymore. I'm using allulose. It's just healthier for you. It's actually better to eat allulose than to not eat allulose. And I think the jury is in on erythritol, that it's really not the best thing you can eat, especially on a keto diet. It has some side effects, so we don't want to do that. So I have here, I will put the recipe down below in the description. I think that was a cup of allulose. I forgot what I was doing. Okay, and we're going to cream, come here, honey. We're going to cream the butter and the sweetener for starters. Let's get this going. Thank you for joining me today. You know this is going to be good because it has 4 eggs in it. Woo! Okay, the recipe says add them one at a time. I just remembered that. Oh my goodness. Well, how about one bowl at a time? I like that. I'm so happy to have my Mix Master back. They don't make these anymore. It's an old antique Sunbeam Mix Master, and I had it plugged in and it fell off the counter and it broke, but it just broke these little pieces here, but I didn't want to use it because it was broken, so I threw it out. And I've bought 3 hand mixers since, and none of them have a low enough speed, so when you're combining dry ingredients, everything is flying everywhere. So I found a vintage model on eBay, and I'm so happy to have it back. Okay, so we've mixed the eggs and the sweetener and the butter. A pound of butter. That would be some pound cake. It's a stick of butter, a half a cup. But don't worry, because I'll put the recipe down below for you. And we have a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You know, I've always said never measure it over the bowl, and then I just did that. But because I don't care if there's a little extra vanilla extract in there. But whenever you're measuring something to put it in a bowl, do it over here, because there have been times when you slip and you end up with like 2 teaspoons instead of 1 teaspoon. Now, also, we have a, what was this? 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells like a burst of sunshine. And I wanted to tell you too, do you have one of these ones? You never know, I'm a writer, right? Well, I was watching someone on TV cook with one of these the other day, and I had a yellow one and a green one, and I gave one away. And I always thought you put the fruit in this way. Well, I kind of squished it, but I always thought you put it in, you know, with the pointy end down and the cut end up, and then you can squeeze your juice. So I'm watching this show, and they put it in this way, upside down. I want to make sure you can see that. Upside down, and did this. And I have to tell you, I got those 2 tablespoons of lime juice so fast, I was using it wrong. And well, I don't know what's really right or what's really wrong, but if you have one of these devices, do it this way. You'll see how much juice you get. It's so amazing. So I left that out for you. Also, we have 2 teaspoons of lime zest. Oh, that's going to make it so good. And when it comes to zesting fruit, and I just did a lemon recipe recently, if you freeze your citrus fruit, whether it's lime or lemon, and you go to zest it, you will get so much more zest, faster, easier. Your hand might freeze in the process, but I left all my tools out just so I would remember to tell you how to do that when you're zesting it. And that goes for lemons, limes, or oranges. Oh, it looks so beautiful. Little bits of the lime. Now, I had an idea. I don't know. Some of you may be upset with this. I have food coloring from ages ago. The picture in this recipe, which by the way, I found on ketoflavorhouse.com. I've never seen one of their recipes before, but it looked like an 8-inch layer cake with cream cheese icing between the layers. It didn't look like a pound cake made in a loaf. So it was really green. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just do, it's not, I don't want it to be like Easter eggs. I want to just have a little splash of color. And I thought lime would be like 2 greens and 1 yellow. We're just going to try it, make it look a little more limey. Hey, limey. Whoa. That's some coloring, huh? Wow, that's some green color, isn't it? But I got the color I wanted by mixing 2 green and 1 yellow. Okay, so I hope that's when I should do that. And I don't have like holistic food coloring. I hope they're okay. They're very old. I found them in the cupboard from God knows when. Okay, so moving on to the dry ingredients. Here I have a 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and a half a teaspoon, a short half a teaspoon of salt. Get out there. Ooh, looks like it's snowing. And 2 cups. Let me blend this in. You're supposed to actually put all the dry ingredients together and whisk them together, and I didn't do that, so I wanted to mix it in there. And I have 2 cups of almond flour. This is where I really love this mix master because everything isn't flying around everywhere. It actually has a low speed. And no, you can't even buy them now unless you find a vintage one, but it's really hard to find the tools you love that you've been using for your whole life, isn't it? It is keto over 50. So we've been cooking for a while. Well, now it's starting to look a little more like grass now that I've added the tan almond flour. That's going to be interesting to see what it turns into once it's cooked. Okay, and we mix that until just combined. So happy to have this back. This is how I broke it last time. I set it down like that and the cord pulled it down. Okay. I hope it doesn't fall. But I'll tell you, the lemon pound cake that fell was still very delicious. And I know you guys love lemon. So let's see how lime does, just to be a little different, a little contrary. And you only mix it until everything is blended. You don't want to beat it like a regular cake batter. Oh, that just looks so wonderful. And it was super easy. The oven's preheated at 350. This is going to go in for 50 to 60 minutes. Don't you love the paper binders holding the parchment perfectly? Anyway, I'm going to put this in and set the timer for 50 minutes. And then I'm going to make some fabulous, super simple cream cheese icing. We'll have to see how it bakes up. It may fall in the middle again. I'll have a lime river this time. Let's see what happens. I'll see you right back here. To make the cream cheese icing, and this is the most universal recipe for cream cheese icing, whatever you're doing, any kind of keto carrot cake, or I'm trying to think what else needs cream cheese icing, red velvet, all the different wonderful flavors. I have 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. And to that, I am going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Very good. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, there we go. And as I've said before, when I buy allulose, I buy basically granulated allulose. The Duralife is my favorite, and I'll link it down below. And it says it's powdered, but it's not as powdered as like confectioner's sugar. So I just get that. And when I need to use granulated, I use it. And when I need powdered allulose, powdered sweetener for this, I just pulverize it in my NutriBullet. So I'm going to do that now because I'm all out. This was my powdered sweetener canister, and he needs a shot of new powdered allulose. I do about this much at a time, and then I dump it into the canister. And then when I need real powdered allulose, I've got it. And I don't have to waste money buying powdered allulose or regular allulose and then having too much of one and not enough of the other. So I'm just going to put this on my NutriBullet. If you don't have a NutriBullet, you could use your Vitamix. I don't know if a regular blender would work as well, but these are just so handy. If you're cooking and you're creative, you should have a NutriBullet. And then I'm just going to dump it in there. It is powdery. Woo! It looks like the inside of that was painted white, doesn't it? Cracks me up every time. And I need a half a cup. Oh, that's good enough. This is where I really need the low speed because nothing will go flying faster than powdered sweetener. How gorgeous is that? That didn't even take a minute. Let's see. Sweet enough? Enough vanilla? How fabulous. So that's it. We're at the midway point. The pound cake has about 35 more minutes to cook. And I'm going to put this in the fridge for just a little bit. And then I'm going to remember to take it out so it's nice and soft. So by the time the cake cools, we're going to have a match made in heaven. Well, it's almost done. And I have good news and I have bad news. It fell again. I think a pound cake recipe, I need to find a pound cake recipe that works with allulose. The good news is I flipped it over so you couldn't even see it. I'm going to hide it in the middle. And then I forgot to take my cream cheese icing out of the fridge, but it still looks very smooth and creamy. I don't know why. It should be hard as a rock if it's been in the fridge as long as it has been. But I'm just anxious to see how this turned out, even with the river down the middle. But because I turned it out upside down, we won't be seeing the river. The Lime River. Do you love that? Are we ready? Oh my goodness. I only missed about 3 big holes here. Haste makes waste. Okay, so here we go. Look at this. It's actually very beautiful. And you know what you could do, like I did with my lemon pound cake that fell in the middle, is I curled a lemon slice and put it on as garnish. I'm just going to see. I can't wait to see how the color turned out. Look at this gorgeous plate. It's got lemons and blueberries and flowers. And I thought, you know, anything is better when you serve it in a beautiful plate. Okay, here we go. I need to use my finger, sorry. Okay, well, it looks, let me see. It looks a little more like the photo. All right, let's give this a taste. I hope it's going to have a big burst of fresh lime on that first bite. We'll see. It does. You can see where it fell in the middle. Kind of goes this way. It is really delicious. I do like this plate with it. You flip him over. Oh, that looks better. Now he looks like lime cake. Now you don't have to add the food coloring if you don't want to, but this is unmistakable. Well, it could be pistachio. I was going to say it's unmistakably lime. Thank you for joining me. If you're enjoying the content, please give the video a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Sign up for my new free newsletter. It's at KetoOver50.com. It doesn't get easier than that. I'm sharing wonderful stories and some keto hacks and recipes on my newsletter. So sign up for that. And I look forward to seeing you next time. This is RJ for Keto Over 50. Stay beautiful because you know you are.